Hello, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can actually set up your PowerPoint for remote learning using the video recorder and audio recorder. What you'll see here is a PowerPoint presentation for my computer science GCSE groups. What we need to do, make sure we're on the first slide and go to slideshow. In slideshow, you'll see a record slideshow button. Okay, if you click on that button there, it will take you to this screen here. Now you'll see this screen, you'll have the microphone is turned on. If it was turned off, it would have a line through it and it would be grayed out. We need to make sure the microphone's turned on. At the moment, we've got the camera turned off. So if we turn the camera on, you will see we've got my picture in the corner there, ready to do the video for the very first slide. If I wanted to get rid of the preview, I can get rid of that, but the camera is still on, ready to record. But as I find it easier to do that, I'm going to keep the preview on so I can see how it looks. What I'm going to do, I'm going to hit record, and it's going to count down to give me a countdown to actually start talking. We are now recording. You can tell we're recording because we've got a little red dot up in the bottom corner, or top corner should I say, of the actual video preview. And you can welcome your class, you can go through the script that's been provided for you and just fill them in generally of what they're going to be doing. What you can do then is once you finish that video recording, you can hit stop. Now that video is now on there and that is there set to record. Because we're not going to be using the camera for the rest of this presentation, I can turn the camera off, and as you can see the video of me still there, but if I advance one slide, it's no longer there. We're just going to be recording with audio from here on in. So when I hit record, I'll get a countdown again. So here we go, 3, 2, 1. And I'm now recording and I can start talking to the students. They can't see me, all they can do is hear what I'm actually saying on the recording. You've got pens down the bottom here. If I wanted to annotate on my presentation, I wanted to kind of make something there. There's me just annotating or underline something particularly. You can do that and that will appear on the video. What's important to remember is when we're recording these is the fact that the longer we keep the recording going, that's how long those slides will appear for. And so you will have to sort of like say to the students, look, if you want to pause this video now to go through, you can, and that they can follow those instructions. Because when we save this, we are going to save this as a video to help the students access this for on their phones, on their laptops. It's just easier for them to access it via a video as opposed to a PowerPoint presentation. So let's just say, for example, I wanted to pause the recording there. I could pause and then I can have a think about what I'm going to say next, and I can hit record again. So the recording's carried on going. If I'm finished with this slide, I can either stop the recording and move on to a different slide and have a look at the slide and go, okay, I know what I'm going to be talking about here. I can hit record again. It will count me in. As you can see, it's recording now. I can talk about this. I can ask the students to do things. If I wanted to just carry on recording, and I'm quite confident I know the PowerPoint presentation, there's nothing to stop you just advancing to the next slide, talking about the next slide through, and you can do it as a free-flowing setup. That may suit some people, it may not. But you've got two ways of doing it there. One, carrying recording all the way through so it's free-flowing, or two, stopping on each slide, advancing the slide, and hitting recording again. They both have the same effect. It's entirely up to you which one you use. The key thing to remember though is to make sure that you're either quite specifically clear on how long you want the students to actually view the PowerPoint slide for. So you could say, I want you to look at this for 10 minutes to do this, help you do a task, and get them to actually pause the video for that. Okay. Once we've done our recording, we hit stop and we're in, and you just literally press escape and it comes back through here. As you can see on here, on the very first one, you've got me in the corner, you've got my annotations, and you'll notice that on each of the slides where I've been talking, we've got a little speaker. So that's the audio recording. Now I'll just show you how this works now to play it. You won't be able to hear any of the audio because I'm using a screen recorder to actually record this, but you should be able to see me moving around and we'll know it's working. So as you can see, I'm moving around. I can carry on going through. You'll have to take my word for it that it's actually playing in the background. Now we've finished our PowerPoint, we've done all our recordings, we've done our video. What we need to do now is we need to save it and we also need to export it as a video. Now, normally we would go File, Save a Copy. I would advise you save a copy of your PowerPoint because that will keep it as a PowerPoint presentation for your records, and you could always go back in and edit any recordings or add stuff you might want to do at a later date. What you do need to do though is export it. That's probably something you've not done before. So again, for exporting, it's File, Export, and we're going to create a video. And we need to make sure that the size is 480p. If you remember earlier, I said most of our students, or say a vast majority of our students, 44% of them, use mobile phones to access the content we're supplying them. So make sure it's on standard, and all you're doing is pressing create video. Once you create the video, it's going to ask you somewhere where to save it. You want to save it in your documents or somewhere where you're going to be able to access it, because once we've downloaded it, we're going to move it to our OneDrive accounts. So I'm going to save this video here. If I press save, you'll see down the bottom a progress bar. Now this progress bar is going to take a long time to actually go through. Depending on how big your PowerPoint is, depending on how long the recordings you've done, you're saving a lot more than just a standard PowerPoint. You've got media in there as well. So it can take several minutes for it to actually save and export as a PowerPoint. Do not worry, it's still working. As you can see as I'm talking now, it's slowly creeping its way up to get it all done. Once you've actually got your file saved on your computer, what you need to do then is move that video file to your OneDrive, where you would have been given a folder link to where you need to put the video, because that is the video, the folder where it's going to be shared with everybody via class charts, so the students can actually access that work. But this video here basically just shows you how you can actually go about saving the PowerPoint as well as creating the PowerPoint. Okay, so the main bits are in slideshow. Go to record slideshow, do all your recordings like I said. Once you've finished your recordings, it's file, save a copy just for your records so if you want to change it, go to export and go to create video and make sure you're on standard and just hit create video. As you can see, ours is just finished. So if I went there, you'll see I've got systems lesson 1, the CPU, it's an MP4, and that short recording is 13 meg. So if I double click on that, it'll go through and it'll play the video, and basically you can stop, pause whenever the students want. So that's what the students will be able to see. And that's how you set up your video recording in PowerPoint. Thank you very much.